Get through the right morning every day. Every morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adelaide's Jody and Hazy on Nova.
Hazy, you know the thing about mummy daddy time, right?
Yeah.
They say it's like going for a run. Like you just genuinely can't be bothered, but you feel really good after.
Yeah, right, okay.
That's what they say.
Is that what they say?
Yeah. They also say if you do it the wrong way, geez, it can be dangerous.
Okay.
You can really injure yourself.
Takes one to know one. Sometimes a headline hits you in the face and you go, wow, I didn't see that coming. Mm-hmm. For example, what about this? The most dangerous position for when mum and dad have really special rare cuddles in the world that's responsible for an unbelievable amount of injuries.
Wow.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you get the vibe of what I'm putting out there?
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay. What about this? NHS surgeon Dr. Karen Raj, male Karen that is, revealed the single most dangerous sex position that you should watch out for. He claims it's responsible for 50% of penile fractures.
Oh.
And yes, even those things can fracture, even though they're boneless. Did you know that, by the way? Did you know that, as a side note? Did anyone in this room know that?
Well, no, because there's a word to describe that particular appendage that uses the word bone. You know what I mean? So you just
it's
assume
play on words.
You just assume that that's what's at play.
Yeah, if it breaks, it's definitely boneless.
Okay.
That's what you're trying to say. Apparently, the fractures of male genitalia can lead to deformities that resemble an aubergine. What the hell's an aubergine?
What?
What's an aubergine?
It's an eggplant.
Oh, my gosh.
Haven't you heard of the eggplant emoji?
So if I send you an eggplant emoji...
Oh, don't do that.
That's not a good thing.
No.
It means I've got a broken you-know-what.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Let's move on, Let's get to the main point. The most dangerous sex positioning, according to this medical expert, is... reverse cowgirl. Who saw that coming?
Not Beyonce.
Jeez, Beyonce.
Settle down, Jay-Z.
There's been such a big spike recently, clearly. Also, ladies, what the hell even is reverse cowgirl? Am I right?
Oh, come on. Come on.
Well, you don't know this, but I'm straight down the line.
Young MISSIONARY. He's sharp like barbed wire. She stole my heart, then she got archived.
And for those who are interested as well, the ladies in the room, girls, I can tell you, with a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old and a 4-month-old at home that won't sleep, I'm so safe at the moment. I'm so very, very safe. You'll be happy to know.
Thank God we were so worried about it.
Okay, good.
I really need a chit chat. Let's have a chit chat. It is so time for a chit chat.
Let's go, girls.
Yeah, this is how it rolls. We've got Abby in the newsroom. Okay. Status update.
Okay.
Just take it 1 week at a time.
Yeah, 1 week at a time. Full credit to the boys. Single this week.
Single this week.
Yeah.
Okay, happily?
Yeah, happily actually.
On the apps or not?
Peacock's really peeing me off at the moment.
Okay.
No apps. The general.
Yeah.
No apps today or this week.
For those who don't know, Abby had an affair with the security peacock
Yes.
from the Say Good Day, Have a Latte and Stay for a Night Cafe.
Yes.
Just on that as well, I'm not sure it's finished. Okay, that's all I'll say.
Well, he was at a wedding that I was at on Friday night. But that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
Very good.
That's all I'll say.
We've got beautiful little producer Zoe here.
Hello.
Single, very career-driven. Just all-round nice girl.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so Chit Chat is the stuff that we sort of discuss off air and we're like, oh, you know what, might as well bring it to the table and find out what the good ladies of Adelaide think.
And I
the
listen
men.
in the corner. I've got headphones on,
Yeah.
but they're not plugged into anything. So I'm listening.
Like on Jerry Springer back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got a friend with a dilemma.
A little bit. Well, she doesn't think it's a dilemma. I think it might be a little one. So this is one of my girlfriends who was in a reasonably long-term, like nearly 3-year relationship that was serious. It ended. Since then, she's got a new partner. And the other day, she was in the mall, in Nottingham Mall, and ran into the ex-boyfriend for the first time since they broke up. They stopped down and chatted for about half an hour. All nice. All's well. That's fine. There's no issue there. But she is not going to tell the new partner that she's run into the ex and had a chat. Now, my brain goes, I think he should, because if he finds out down the track and then you've kept it is that then the issue? Like if he finds out you've seen him. But she says that there's genuinely no issue there and she doesn't even think about the ex, so she doesn't need to tell him. So omission, little white lies, are they ever okay? Is what I want to know.
2410, give us a call with your thoughts on this one, and anyone who gets on the air goes in the running for first class and 50k.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this, Abs?
I say little white lies are fine. And I think I look at...
I mean, if I was taking bets, who would go down this path?
Well, I look at like my lovely mother, and she's got a shopping issue, that woman, and she likes to say, but we need this, we need that, and she will tell Dad or won't tell Dad what she's spent, and he obviously knows because he sees all the receipts. But to start with, she will do a little white lie and not tell him exactly how much, she's gone shopping for or whatever.
Let's take that a step further. What does she do when the parcels arrive on the front door?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she just pretends they're for me, probably.
Yeah. So my daughter, when she was a teenager and she'd order stuff, sometimes on my credit card without my knowledge, you know how it auto-saves? And took advantage of that. And she later admitted to me that whenever she got the notification from Australia Post that her parcel was being delivered, she would drop everything and sprint home. So I didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't know, those, little white lies. And as well, like, yes, they went and had coffee, they had a chat, like, whatever. He was in her life for 3 years. They had a chat, cool, move on.
I don't think there's anything wrong with the chat. It's just I think you got to tell the new partner. I think you do.
Can I jump in here for the first time in my life?
No.
If you must.
No.
What do you
don't
mean?
need to speak to an ex for half an hour.
Oh, so you think she shouldn't have even spoken to him?
No, I'm not saying she shouldn't have spoken to him, but what do you need to speak to your ex for half an hour about?
Well, maybe you had unresolved issues.
How much happier you are without that?
That's it. You can't avoid
I hear
sometimes
that.
bumping into your ex.
Yeah.
But do you need to have a half an hour conversation?
No, but I just think if there's no feelings there and it means nothing to you, then why would you upset your partner with the knowledge that you had a chat?
I think if it were me and I found out down the track that my partner had seen their ex and not told me, my first thought would be, why didn't you tell me?
Well,
You've got
funny,
a reason for
I
it.
had
Well,
an
because
ex-
it meant nothing.
Yeah.
Like it didn't mean anything.
I had an ex who used to work, he was in the mines, and he used to see his ex-girlfriend.
To get away from you.
Yeah, exactly. But he used to see his ex-girlfriend every now and then. He'd be like, I saw so-and-so today. But that's all it would be. He'd be like, I saw so-and-so today. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I could not care less.
But also, if in my relationship, my wife would be suspicious because I'd come home sometimes and be like, guess what? Saw a bird today. Saw a magpie. So if I came home and I didn't release this information, she'd of course
what the
naturally
hell?
be suspicious.
Yeah, that's where I lie with it, I think. But I don't know. Is it ever okay to tell these little white lies? Is it not? I don't know.
13 24 10, give us a buzz right now. Is it ever okay to tell white lies to your partner? And if so, what are you telling? Tell us. Tell us. We want to know.
Give us some details.
They're not listening. Don't worry about it.
On radio.
Okay, let's go to Tana. What are your thoughts on this one, Tana?
I think no. So basically, I was in a similar situation where I bumped into an ex-partner on public transport, Adelaide Metro for the win. And I did confess to my boyfriend at the time, who is now my husband. I'm not saying the two are related.
Yes.
But that 5 seconds of hurt and whatnot, I think is worth it in the sense that once you talk about it, you unpack it, and then you can move on from that and you can move on together. So, I mean, and I think it's a trade-off for that, keeping that trust. So for me, it's like, I don't want to carry the guilt. And I mean, my trust issues could be a whole nother chick chat. But I think, to live with that and because you're purposefully just being dishonest. Even though you're not lying, you're admitting it and then you're carrying that around and then you're continuing it on and on. And it's like, why do that to yourself? Why do it to the relationship? If the relationship is solid, if it's sound, I think preserving the trust between the two of you is something more important than, they might get upset and, my partner did.
Yeah.
But, and it was a struggle at the time. It took a little while for him to accept the fact that it really did mean nothing. But if it truly does mean nothing, then you should just confess.
She's a woman with a strong moral compass, Tana, and I like it.
Wise words
Well
from Tana.
done. Thank you, Tana. Let's go to Sienna. Hey, Sienna.
Hello.
Okay. Have you been in this situation?
I have been in a situation, but I was on the other end. So my partner ran into one of his exes, and he didn't tell me, which is not great. I think the conversation is completely fine. 3 years is a massive bridge of your life. You're gonna have a connection with that person, and you're able to be platonic with exes. At least I think that. But when it comes to like the white lie, again, I completely agree. You're being purposefully dishonest, even if you're not lying about it. And
So,
if
Sienna, you
are-
found out later down the track, did you?
Yeah.
And how did you find out?
His ex told me.
Ooh, spicy.
Spicy.
Ooh. And are you still with your partner now?
No.
And was that a bit of a deal breaker, or was that one of many things?
It was just one of many things.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Sienna. Thank you so much for your honesty and for your call. Chantel from Penfield. Hey, Chantel.
Morning.
Okay, white lies. Okay, not okay.
They're okay for like, oh no, kids, the shops are closed today. Yeah, oh no, what a shame.
My gosh. The amount, Chantel, just on it, the amount of things that are shut on a Sunday here in South Australia
it's
that we've said
crazy.
to our kids is just unbelievable. Can we go bowling? Oh, unfortunately, it's shut today.
It's closed for repair. Oh no.
The park's closed.
I think we're all on the same page with the white lie with the partner. Again, 3 years is a long time, but if it's a new relationship, they obviously know that you've recently broken up with someone.
Yeah.
And so, you're with them, but if they then have an issue with it, that could be another red flag that you can pick up sooner, like how is their jealousy and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I agree with everyone else. They all said my point, so I'm kind of useless right now to you. Sorry.
No. My whole takeaway from this conversation is it's okay to lie to your kids about what's open and what's closed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah.
Chantel.
Thank you, Chantel. And I'll leave you on this note, Andrew Hayes. No, you're not receding. It's fine. You're all good.
Oh, cool. Sweet.
Here's what you're waking up to, Adelaide.
In the news today.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
What's in the news today?
Your post-snooze news.
Everything you need to know to rip into your week. Let's go to Abby in the newsroom. What you got?
Good morning. So our Premier is going to be asked to make a pitch for why King Charles should visit South Australia. Now, there's rumours going that the King will come down under later in the year. Obviously, we know that he was just diagnosed with cancer, though, so we have to wait and see how he's feeling. But yeah, the Premier is going to be asked to make a pitch for why South Australia should be on the official location list for a visit.
Yeah,
so
right.
it got me thinking, where would we go if the King was to come here? Where would we take him? For me, obviously, number one would be O'Connell Street Bakery for a sprinkle donut.
Spot on.
We all know
Spot on.
how you feel about sprinkle donuts.
I've heard that he is an absolute you-know-what for a sprinkle donut.
He is. I've had
As we all sometimes,
I've had
aren't we,
official
Abs?
correspondence with the palace, and they've said, Abby, that's a great idea.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah.
good.
How about you guys? Where would you take him?
I'd take him down south, down to the freeway, and I'm going to say, look, King Charles, look at how far we come.
Yeah.
This freeway used to go one way,
Yeah.
and now it goes two ways.
Okay, sorry, just it's expressway, not freeway. But
My
anyway,
apologies.
moving on.
Yeah.
There you go.
Where are you
And
taking him?
And if he makes that mistake, you better correct him really, really firmly. I'm going to take him to the heart and soul of South Australia, and that's the Ponderosa.
Yeah.
Because guess what?
What?
Central District Football Club is in the heart of Elizabeth.
Which is?
And I'm pretty sure there's a strong connection with the name Elizabeth and the royal family.
Oh, well
well
done,
done.
you.
So right in the guts. Maybe when it's a port game or something like that, what's the big rival? Maybe the Eagles, when the crowd's really at its absolute aggressive feedback best. We'll go in there, have a couple of West Ends and say, this is what it's all about, Prince Chuck. Because you can't show him all these fancy places, can you?
No.
He's one of the most fanciest people on the planet. Nothing's going to impress him anymore.
I would love to have recordings of some of the feedback that you received on the boundary out there.
Oh my. Some of the words that all his response would be, oh dear. Oh my very goodness. You didn't know those words existed, did you?
me.
Did you, King Chuck?
When's he supposed to be coming?
It doesn't give us a date yet, just saying later this year. So I would say obviously by, I would think October, November.
All right, we'll stand by caller.
Yeah, watch this space.
Newsy.
Unbelievable scenes last night on 60 Minutes. So the daughter of the Salt Creek monster has spoken out for the first time, revealing that she'll always love him despite his terrifying crimes. Can you remember when this happened?
No.
Oh, my goodness. It was 2016. There were two backpackers. One was from Brazil, one was from Germany. And that from memory, Abs, they'd put online, we need a lift from Adelaide to Melbourne.
Oh my gosh.
What could possibly go wrong? And so this guy picked, the father picked them up and took them and then said, we're going to camp here, and then attacked them both in the middle of nowhere. And the two girls, how they got out alive is just, who knows. Anyway, she came out last night. She had this to say.
I didn't know what to believe, and I still to this day don't know the truth behind it. There's just too much inconsistency, things that just don't add up, and I question things.
Wowie.
But she said, I've learnt so much from him, I'll still love him. But to doubt that he actually did it is extraordinary, because he's serving 22 years. This is Roman Hines for those crimes. So, interesting.
It's giving real Ivan Milat vibes.
Isn't it? It's real Wolf Creek vibes.
Yeah.
And for a couple of ladies in this particular team, and that is news writer Abby and producer Emily, who love a true crime podcast.
Yeah.
This will make
there.
a good one. Maybe we should team up and do that.
Yeah.
Nova, looking for a new podcast?
Yeah, watch this space. Hey, let's round out with just a little bit of sport. Congratulations to both our teams who won on the weekend. Port, of course, beat Freo, and then the Crows smashed the Eagles. Side note, Eagles, wow, they suck. Oh, jeez.
No.
Oh, not a lot to look forward to if you're a West Coast fan.
Real long year, aren't they?
We're going to get Tom Wren in just after 7 o'clock to really dissect what it looks like for round one, etc. It looks like Zach Butters is going to be fine from Port, but Riley Thilthorpe is going to be missing for at least round one for the Crows because he's got a torn meniscus.
Yes.
It was real late in the game too.
Yeah. Not great. Also, special mention to the Jimmy Webster bump on Jai Simpkin, which was quite sickening.
Right, so Sam Powell-Pepper got 4 weeks. I'm just going to, in terms of reckless to careless, upgrade that. Jimmy Webster's going to get 36 weeks of this. I've done some quick calculations in my head.
Well done.
He launches himself.
Yeah.
He jumps off the ground.
Off the ground, which is been the message.
They're calling Jai Simpkin the headless horseman.
So my dad is in his 60s and he's very, come on, get back up.
Yeah.
Rub a bit of dirt in it, you'll be fine. But even he was like, whoa, that guy's in trouble.
Massive trouble.
They work for the MRO this week.
Might touch on some of the feedback that Jimmy Webster's family gave on Facebook too, which was not welcome.
Yeah,
I mean, you don't put laughing emojis
never
next
goes
to
down
that
well, does
incident.
it?
No.
Now that's a joke.
That was a joke.
That's a joke. A joke. That's a terrible joke.
Yeah, we like to kick things off on a Monday with just a little bit of humour, a slight little injection to put you in a good mood,
A little bit of humour. Okay, so we're going to have to paper, rock, scissors this week because we're all running a little bit blue. Who wants to go first?
Ooh, well, Abs, do you want to kick us off? Because you're such a fearless, courageous leader in this
I'll
space.
go first. I don't usually go first. I'm usually the one with the banger at the end. So let's change it up this week.
Yours is a big drum roll. Why don't you set the tone this week?
Yeah, okay, ready? Okay, so over the weekend, I went to the doctors with my boyfriend because he had to get his prostate checked.
Classic.
It's all about men's health on this show. We've always said that. So anyway, we walk into the doctor's studio and the doctor says, now, Steve, try not to get too aroused. My boyfriend goes, hang on, my name's not Steve. And the doctor goes, yeah, but mine is.
Steve?
Doctor
Steve, you yourself in so much trouble.
Bloody dirty bird.
Oh, my God. Someone call the medical board.
Also, Steve, for goodness sake, you don't have to go the old school method now to test prostate.
No.
I think I can just do blood tests.
So true.
Steve insists on the old school.
we went, he was old school.
All right, Jaz, what do you got?
Well, I interrupted a conversation between two boobs on the weekend.
Always do that.
And what did one saggy boob say to the other? We better start getting some support around here, otherwise people are going to think we're nuts.
Oh,
Did you get it, AZ?
Yeah, I get it.
People are going to think they're nuts.
well, I think I get it. I get it.
But thank you for woman-splaining it.
Couple of nuts with some nipples. All right. All right, ladies, I'm going to round this out, and I'm just going to straighten us up, all right?
Okay.
Because I feel like we're going down a bit of a dangerous direction. We're getting a little bit too blue. Okay. So a little boy and his father are walking down the street, and they see two dogs having a very special, intimate time. Little boy asks his father, "Daddy, what are they doing?" The father says, "Well, son, they're making a puppy." So they walk on and they go home. A few days later, the little boy walks in on his parents, and they're having very, very special cuddles.
Okay.
Little boy says, "Daddy, what are you doing?" The father replies, I'm making a baby." And little boy says, "Well, can you turn mummy over? I'd rather have a puppy." Now, I'm told that's funny, but I have no idea what it means. Does anyone know what that means? Anyway,
Oh my God, we are all in so much trouble.
The Weekend Sports Wrap with Tom Rand.
yeah, you better believe the great man's back. Welcome back to the studio, Tom Rand.
It is so good to be back. Thanks for having me on board again for 2024.
Oh my God. Was it even a choice? I said no and I got overruled
What
by
about
Hazy.
negotiations?
Yeah.
Negotiate behind the scenes.
It was fierce.
It was real fierce.
It was real fierce.
And there was a specific moment we thought, this is not going to happen. Like, it's not going to go through.
Yeah.
And then the 11th hour, bang, came through.
Yeah.
Big money offer. Here we are.
Well, you know, we've heard of rival radio stations, $200 million deals. I have got everyone dwarfed on that front, so, and deservedly so as well.
Quite literally. Oh, come on, just ain't enough.
Boom dish.
Oh, dear. You do have it on the brain today, don't you?
Rennie, let's get straight into the footy.
Yep.
We're very close to round one.
We are, and look, disappointing news for Riley Thilthorpe. Let's start there. He's, you know how there's always one or two players where you go, gee, this guy looks good. He's the one in his fourth year, 46 games. It feels like the apprenticeship was over and he was ready to explode this year. He could still have a really strong year, but unfortunately, fourth quarter, knee injury. Scans yesterday, he was hoping it was just a jarred knee, but it's a meniscus sort of damage to his left knee. The fact that they're not saying when he'll be back has me worried that they're probably considering surgery. I think it's going to be at least a month at the start of the season, maybe longer. I hope I'm wrong,
Really?
but it doesn't sound great.
And from my experience as well, it's always tricky with meniscus. And you've always got to be unbelievably cautious.
Yep, and for a big guy as well, it takes just that little bit longer. I think they'll put him in cotton wool. Look, you don't want to rush a guy like that back, and you do want him to play, but you don't want to risk it as well, Hazy. He's too important an asset. Number 2 pick. He's got a really bright future. It's frustrating, but hopefully just a minor speed bump.
Zach Butters.
Yeah, this one, I'm hoping not that serious either. He has had a history of ankles in the past, and it worried me that he went down. He looked like he was shot when he went down. There was no one else around him, but you could see that he just sort of turned the ankle over. Should be okay for round one. We'll know more this week. I mean, he's a great player. We all love Zach Butters and the way he plays, but I think he'll be okay to play in that first game of the season.
I think everyone felt collectively sick on the weekend when they saw the Jai Simpkin hit from Jimmy Webster.
It's going to be the talking point all this week, isn't it, Jody? Now, we had Sam Powell-Pepper last week, which I think we're not being too biased. It was an instantaneous. Yes, it was wrong. It was high. His opponent was concussed, Mark Keane, but it was in the moment. It was a second. This one, for those that haven't seen it, goodness gracious, it is still split-second stuff. Don't get me wrong. We don't want to completely hang out Jimmy Webster, but he leaves the ground. He had an opportunity not to line him up. Some are calling for 10 weeks. I think it's minimum 8-week suspension. He's in real trouble.
This is going to be huge. So when you look at Powell-Pepper, straight away you can say, well, here's the defence. Okay, he got slung into him at the exact wrong time, and that's what Paul went with. There is no defence whatsoever. The Saints have got nothing in this space.
Yeah.
They just have to sit there and go, what have you got? Thank you very much.
Yeah, exactly. Walk away and sort of just cop it sweet, I think, unfortunately.
I don't think you've seen this morning, but his sister, Alicia Webster, wrote in the comments on Facebook, "Good night."
Oh, yeah. That's not a
And
good
then
comment.
his younger brother, Jay Webster, wrote "Fair bump, play on."
Oh, Jay.
And then both of them have piled on to some of the supporters, North supporters who've
Come back.
quite fairly gone, this is a disgrace. And one of the sisters has put laughing emojis.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
Not good, Tom.
I mean,
So it's since been deleted.
the PR
So
battles.
they've obviously sobered up or whatever.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't have written that.
It reeks of some loose fingers after a couple of beers, doesn't it?
Well, this is obviously going to go straight to the tribunal. It'll be heard tomorrow night, but I would think 8 to 10 weeks. What do you reckon? That's about right?
Sounds about right.
Well, you don't want to say, and that was a big thing with the Sam Powell-Pepper thing, let's not make an example of this. No one should be made an example because it's been in the spotlight for the last year and a half. But this is, I feel like this is the biggest one that we've seen since they genuinely cracked down, where it feels really blatant.
Some of them you go, I don't know if that was malicious. This looked clearly malicious.
Yeah, and you just have to wonder, what was Jimmy thinking? It's a trial game.
Yeah.
You know, it's late, and Simpkins had a history of concussion. It's got all, the AFL is all about optics and the way things work. This just looks bad. And Simpkin looked horrible afterwards, didn't he? I mean, he looked like he'd been completely knocked out. He was black and blue all over it. It looked terrible.
Yeah.
Shocking look.
Tommy, so good to have you back.
So good.
What a refreshing Monday morning it is.
It is just, it's going to make my week. I hope it makes your week.
Tommy, as always, we need a joke from you, please.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if you heard the joke off just before, but it ran a little blue.
Yeah.
So you've got a little bit of scope here.
And you're wearing a blue shirt, so it feels like you're themed.
Well, mine is a little bit blue. I'll let you be the judge. Here we go. What do you call a cat with 8 legs? An octopus.
Why is that a bit blue, Tom? Why is that a bit blue?
Well, I didn't say pussy.
I was going to press this so we don't get in trouble. Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you. Oh, gosh.
Oh, no.
What's happening here?
Emergency.
Yeah, that's right. It's an emergency intervention.
Oh.
And I'm sorry, Joe, this has taken so long, but look, some things have happened over the last sort of few days. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, to describe Jodie's eyeball right now, it's very, very yellow. And that's the aftermath of a popped blood vessel, which happened on, Wednesday night, was it?
Yeah, I genuinely thought this was all over. I thought it's healing, it's fine, we're done.
Yeah, well.
In this space.
Yeah, I thought so too. We are moving forward, and that's why I've brought the whole team together.
Excellent.
Because it's not good enough.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Time for an intervention because we are a rock-solid team and we like to move forward. So I'm going to kick things off. I, for one, am ready to move forward because what I got to thinking about over the weekend was if I was in your shoes, Jodes, and I copped that much stick, I mean, I would just be seeing red. So it's not good enough. And I feel like we can go forward in a positive space. Is there anything you want to say, Abs?
Just that, obviously we're really sorry. You're looking much better today.
Okay.
And I think, though, that there was a bit of an issue over the weekend. Zoe, did you come back on the red eye, maybe? Feeling a bit tired
Yeah, I'm a little tired today. I came in from Melbourne on the red eye this morning. But, Joe, it's like, aside from all that, she looks amazing today, right? That is an eye-catching outfit.
Spot on. Well done, Zoe.
Thank you.
Yes, let's point it in a different direction. It is seriously eye-catching.
Eye-catching.
Everywhere you walk, eyes just follow you.
Yeah, right.
That's so true.
Okay.
That is so true. Anything you want to say?
I just don't think we want to lose sight of the important things
true.
here, Jodes.
my God.
And we just want to make sure you're okay. That's it.
Well said.
Okay, can I say something?
Sure.
So I don't see myself coming back to work tomorrow.
Okay, that's good. That's good. What I'll leave you with is that we're a tight-knit group and there's certainly no I in team, but there definitely is an I in Jodie. And how red was it? How red was it? Jodes, you're the captain of this team. You are the fearless captain, okay? Mm-hmm. So if you want us to stop, just say stop.
Stop.
Aye, Captain.
We're going back in time. Hazy's on this Daisy. In time.
Monday, beautiful, sexy Monday. I've always said this, Jodes. On a Monday, you've just got to approach it in the right fashion.
Come here, Monday. Let's pash.
Come here, mate. Oh, Christ. Is that Pash Rash Monday? What have you been doing?
Is that a hickey?
Unbelievable stuff. Let's take a little trip down memory lane on this Daisy for the 4th of March. Let's go back to 1924. Happy birthday to you. The song was published. Someone was there, like, sitting in the background of the studio, like, you know what? This is going to be an absolute banger.
Yeah.
This is going to stand the test of time. 2012, One Direction's entire 2012 Australian tour sold out in just 3 minutes.
What?
Tick attack.
Oh, my goodness.
Question without notice. Favourite One Directioner?
Oh, I mean, who can make a choice, am I right? Between gorgeous little Irish Niall and the beautiful Harry Styles.
I'm going to say Niall.
Are you?
Do you know what? I'm going to throw Zayn in the mix too as well because it's a bit of a bad boy. I don't care. I've got an attitude thing about Zayn.
Yeah, right.
But for me, it's Niall.
Okay.
It's that Irish charm, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. 2020 toilet paper sales soared across Australia, causing major supermarket chains to begin rationing rolls. And that was one of the lowest points in recent times for our society.
In modern life.
Yes.
And if anyone can explain the toilet paper mania to me, please do.
And look, if you collected heaps and heaps of toilet rolls during the pandemic, switch off Nova right now. We don't want you. Anyway,
Oh, you just did.
It's happened.
That's right. I'll stick by you.
Okay, good stuff. Where are you going, Jodes? Where are you? Number one song
I
on
just
March
wiped
the
my hands or my bum of you.
Number one song back in 2016 on this day was Love Yourself by Justin Bieber, right in his I'm so back and I'm so cool phase.
All the times that you rain on my parade.
I want to talk about this 27-year-old Adelaide woman has revealed the text message that made her quit her job. It said it made her feel small and she resigned on the spot. So her name is Madeline Whitaker.
Oh, for goodness sake, I thought for a second that you were talking in the third person.
And she was working in admin for a construction company, and she received a text from her boss that just completely and utterly pushed her over the edge. So basically what happened was when she got the job, she said, look, I've got endometriosis, so there are going to be days when I just simply cannot come into work. And he was like, yep, no problem, that's fine. So she sent a message on a Sunday and it said, hey, I'm not fit to come to work tomorrow due to my endo/period. I will send a doctor's certificate tomorrow and we'll be back in on Tuesday. I'm so sorry for any inconvenience. Doctor's certificate, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
You actually, this woman has genuine endometriosis. Like some of the photos from hospital just look awful, and women with endo get that real bloated look as well. So
it can be super sudden too, can't it?
I think so. I've never had it. I've had friends that have had it, and from all accounts, it sounds incredibly painful. Yeah. Anyway, this is how the bosses responded.
Oh no, here we go.
Sorry, Madeline. It's 8:20 at night. It's not acceptable. Please consider your options. Regards from the boss. And she has replied with, please accept this as my formal resignation. Thanks, Madeline. Wow.
That's not and what was his response after that?
Oh, no,
Probably
I think
not
that was
much.
it. It was all done. Abs in the newsroom. So you haven't had endo, but you've had some experience in this space that's been pretty painful.
Well, yeah, so I luckily am very fortunate to not have endometriosis, but I have, the medical world won't diagnose me with PCOS, but I have all of the symptoms.
Yeah.
So I've got a cyst on my ovaries. And thinking back now, it's funny because back in the day, I remember like the day before I was due to get my period, I'd be bedridden, I'd be really sore, I'd just want to sleep, I'd be really teary. It was horrible. Now things are a lot better because I take care of myself a lot better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think back to then and I think of all the pain and all the crap that I sort of went through then. But I've got a lot of friends who have endometriosis and just the horrible things that they go through, and the fact that I think men still don't quite understand what's going on, and I think we're a lot better in this space because back in the day it was like, oh, periods, who wants to talk about that? That's disgusting.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's life, and this is what we have to deal with as women, and we need everybody to understand endo and all of the things more.
I think there's a real push at the moment too because I don't think Medicare particularly looks after you, and there was a woman on Sunrise on the weekend just talking about how in this space it's so expensive for her. So yeah, it's not pleasant. Not good at all.
No, not good at all.
And
handled terribly.
Well, certainly I don't want to make light of it, but Boss Josh did show me a text message that you sent last night.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. and it read, sorry, Josh, I won't be in tomorrow. It's from you. I have period pain, so I need to lie in bed with some chocolate and a hot water bottle and listen to old mixtapes from ex-girlfriends. Love, Andrew.
That's true. How to go down.
It definitely didn't fly. You're here, aren't you?
I'm here. I'm absolutely here. And he was very, very insensitive.
Wasn't he?
That's it. I quit.
Yeah.
Oh, just go, take it back.